Yeah.
Go.
Well, make him
So,
count.
did you know all along that Carol would survive the fire?
Yeah. But also, yeah, one of the tricky things about our show is it lives or dies by the surprises. So I can't tell you as much as you would want me to tell you. But you wouldn't really want me to tell you. Thank you.
James, you were one of the most effective television bad guys we've seen in a very, very long time.
That's good.
But you seem so nice in person. So, what's the secret to channeling Joe?
I think, you know, it's about humanity, isn't it? It's about, and humanity often comes in strange and different, surprising guises. It's about giving the character a sense of humour. It's a really big deal. You know, they're so often humorless. They're not funny.
Right.
And if they're not funny, then you don't really like them. So, you know, giving him a sardonic wit. You know, if you're laughing at a character or with a character, and then you see that character to do something appalling, it creates an interesting friction in oneself. Mm-hmm. And especially, I try not to shy away from the violence or glamorize it. When I do it, I feel slightly sick when I'm doing it. You know, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth, and that's as it should be, because I think when we're doing the violence on the show, we should be playing it for what it is, which is horrific and awful and unpleasant.
Right.
And I think if you shy away from it, you're sort of doing violence a disservice, in a way. You know, there are plenty of shows on TV that I see, and I don't believe a word of the violence that I watch. I don't believe it. And in a way, what you're doing, that is anaesthetizing people, because they're saying it doesn't hurt. There's no consequence to it. I think when people get hurt in our show, you really feel the pain.
Oh yeah.
You know, and actually, in a way, it's a really complicated conversation. This whole thing about violence on television, but I do think if you're going to show it properly and be honest about it, and don't shy away from it, because the other way is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
It's more comfortable to play the bad guys, since the bad guys they put up action on the stories.
Sorry, don't.
It's more comfortable to play the bad guys once they put more action on the story.
Is it more comfortable? So, I get, you know, I'm comfortable playing any character, so it doesn't, you know, as long as it appeals to me and I understand him, and get where somebody's coming from, then yeah, that doesn't really matter whether they're good guys or bad guys. Is what I'm saying. You know, as long as I can respond and empathise in a way and find a way to tell that man's story, then.
I like the scenes where Joe would call Ryan on the phone, and they would have those conversations.
Yeah.
Those were, I mean, that was really good stuff.
And I think it's kind of chilling, you know,
Yeah.
because he's so blasé, he's so banal. It's, you know, that banality of evil it's absolutely true. He's so regular in those conversations, so chatty.
And then when he killed the person in the house, when Joe did,
Yeah.
you could almost sense that his pulse probably never even raced.
No. And one of the things, that's good, thank you. One of the things I talked about with Kevin Williamson right earlier, I said, I don't think his pulse goes up above 40 ever. You know, I think he's just got ice flowing through his veins. And I think, you know, even when he's being nice to somebody, never trust him. I don't think he's got, you know, everything. No serial killer is glamorous, no serial killer is cool or anything like that. They're all repulsive, repellent human beings who are doing it only for themselves. You know, and I think it's really important. Nothing Joe does is real. Nothing. He has not one cell of empathy in his body. It's all about him. So even when he's being nice, even when he's being sympathetic or empathetic, I don't buy into the whole thing of making serial killers look cool on TV. I want people to feel sick when they're watching him, because that's what we should feel about serial killers.
You had to grow a beard for season 2, so was that a good thing or a bad thing?
You have to wait and see. I thought it was very successful for what we had to grow it for.
The last time we saw you, you had the beard for the season, and now it's gone. So about what episode did you lose the beard?
Oh, that would be telling, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's...
Is there anything
in there.
you can tell us about what your character's doing this season? We know you survived. Is there anything at all that you can tell us about where you're at?
I mean, only what I've been told I can tell you, which is he needs to find a new way, doesn't he? You know, and he needs to take stock. of what happened last year. He needs to take stock of what his successes are, what his failures are. Is he really a writer?
Right.
Clearly not.
Right.
But so then if he's not a writer, what is he? He's something else. And he needs to find that. He needs to find out what that is and who that is. And so there's a certain amount of introspection over the first few episodes about who he is. And we'll find out more about where he's going to go. But I do know we've got some really exciting shit coming up that we're going to be filming. That is really dark and really interesting. And I think, you know, one of the things about our show is that although it seems fantastical, you know, I only ever feel it feels like it's only a breath away from reality.
We got to end on that. We got to end on that. I'm sorry.
Too damn close. Some
Yeah,
would
it
say.
is. It is.